This is Mariano Big Dawg, AKA the one-man war Big Dawg, the original Big Dawg, straight from Compton. I call myself a pioneer of a lot of things, you know, of bodybuilding, Latinos and this, and Latinos fighters, Latino weightlifters. Each day, each year, each month has a purpose and a journey, and you gotta seek it, and you can't be lazy, man. You gotta go out there and work your ass off, and, you know, go to 10 auditions, and oh man, nothing's going on, oh, I'm discouraged. Just work on your craft. You might get knocked down, but you're not knocked out. Success doesn't come overnight. I mean, Emilio's been acting for a lot of years. Danny Trejo's been acting for like over 25, 30 years, and he's still doing it. And he's still got bigger things to look up to. And then around 9 years old, actually, that's where I went into foster homes. So it all started around that time, just because my stepfather pretty much beat the shit out of me. So there was 6 of us. I was the oldest, and of course, you know, I was hated the most for some reason. My stepfather actually was he was an alcoholic. He was really abusive, and I'm the one that got the ass beating all the time. It was, I guess, still to this day, thank God I got some counseling, but I have PTSD and memories and bad nightmares about it sometimes. I was a veteran. I served 2 branches of the military. That is what really changed my life. Right after high school, my foster dad, he was a World War II veteran. He fought at Iwo Jima in Japan. War hero. He showed me all these battle pictures, and I was like, wow, man. I want to be like my stepfather. I was in the Navy first. I actually, it's kind of weird. I was in ROTC. I don't know if you remember what that was, but in high school they had they used to call us the nerds. Oh, look at the nerds. You know, we used to dress up on Fridays with our uniform and salute and branch. And actually, I was a platoon leader. I did some parades. So I was like, all right, this is cool. I did the Navy ROTC, the Army ROTC. I went to 3 different high schools, and I said, I enlisted somehow before I graduated high school, which is really what was a program called the Delayed Entry Program. So officially I was in the Navy, registered, and I went to boot camp right after I graduated. Literally like the next day or the day after, I was in boot camp in San Diego. I did that. It didn't go too well. I got sick, got some PTSD, some stuff like that. I was in the Panama conflict. It wasn't a war, but it was a conflict with Noriega, if people remember that. I got out, went to Cerritos College, and then a couple years later, I said, you know what, let me join the Army. And I joined the Army, and I did both boot camps, and I did 2 branches of the military, which not too many people do. So I was that motivated. I was a platoon leader. I did my training at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. Total of 6 years in the Army, National Guard Reserve, and about 2 years in the Navy. God put me in those situations. He blessed me, put me around the best people, because in order to be the best in the world, you have to train with the best. It all started here in Norwalk, actually, with a karate studio down the street over on Pioneer Boulevard. My instructor was Richard Rainwater. He was a Kung Fu karate instructor. That was the first martial arts that I actually learned. And I actually started getting pretty good, and I had long legs, so I had a little bit of, that was what you want in martial arts, was long legs. So, you know, my kicking was really good, and I got into more of the hand stuff. I'm praying one of these days I produce and direct, and I have my own show, you know, the Big Dawg Show, you know. I'm gonna have former gang members, former thugs, former guys in Hollywood that were nobody. Now they're recognizable, and people say, wow, man, this guy came from here, he came from this. I want to be kind of like the accolade, not just an athlete, not just an actor, but they can make a difference in life, you know, help give encouragement to, you know, some of these veterans that don't want to do nothing with their life. That, you know, they're messed up from the war, they're messed up from all the medication, all the junk they take. You know, I was going through that, but thank God, you know, I'm more motivated. I got more dreams, I got more things, more plans. What do you stand for? What impact did you make in this world? What impact did you make in this life? What impact did you make on other people's lives? Because that's what this documentary is about, making an impact on other people's lives and giving you hope, giving you courage, giving you motivation to say, doesn't matter where you came from, doesn't matter how hard it was, doesn't matter how abused and messed up you were, what it matters is where you're going to and what are you doing right now and what are you doing this next second and what are you doing about it. Don't make excuses. Don't ask for handouts. Get your lazy ass up and work and train hard and you know, success doesn't come overnight. I mean, Emilio's been acting for a lot of years. Danny Trejo's been acting for like over 25, 30 years, and he's still doing it. Life has a bigger purpose than just ourselves. We all got a story, we all got a life that we can hopefully impact for the positive.